Video, I'm going to walk through lesson 1.1. So you should go to modules, scroll down to unit 1, and you should have pulled up lesson 1.1 instructions. Now, if you like viewing it in this little box, that's perfectly fine, or you're welcome to click the link right here, and it shows you a bigger view in a different tab. And again, you can always hit Control plus to make the screen bigger, or adjust the magnification to help you out with reading. So, lesson 1.1, arguing for an image of Abe. This multi-day lesson reintroduces you to the fundamentals of how arguments are developed by immersing you in a rhetorical situation that requires you to harness evidence and persuasive language to advocate for one particular image of Abraham Lincoln over another. Beginning with a close observation of visual images and closing with an analysis of the brief arguments, you will develop a deeper appreciation of the importance of the rhetorical situation and rediscover how the power of evidence, reasoning, and persuasive elements can sway an audience. Our lesson goals are basically your learning targets: observing and analyzing visual text and drafting a brief argument. And your success criteria is directly below. You should be able to complete the observation charts, the quick writes, and it says a collaborative written argument, but we are going to skip that due to time and us falling behind. All lessons you'll see are broken down into parts: part 1, part 2, part 3, sometimes part 4. And I will try to also make the assignments kind of broken down so you know where to stop in the assignment, kind of come back to the instructions. So part 1, observing 2 images of Lincoln. Below you will see the side-by-side images of Abraham Lincoln. The image on the left, image A, is a photograph of Lincoln taken by photographer Alexander Gardner in 1865, shortly before Lincoln's assassination. The image on the right, image B, is a photograph of a three-dimensional sculpture of Lincoln created in 2013 by former Hollywood special effects makeup artist Kazuhiro. Here are the 2 images that they were talking about, image A and image B, with the authors directly below. So this is the makeup artist, special effects artist, and this was a photograph actually taken very soon before he died from assassination in the theater. Your instructions are to take 5 minutes to closely read the 2 images. What do you notice? Start with the top of each image and move down, noting as many physical details as you can using the following link of L1.1. And again, I remind you 5 minutes for this. So you were to click on this link here, and you were to make a copy. I've already made a copy, so I'm going to come to my copy. Notice that up here at the top it says B. Mal ENG II is because I removed the copy of and I replaced it with my name, which is what I want you to do for every copy that you have to make. Now, as you see below, you have your 2 images, and then you have the beginnings of 2 columns to make all of your observations. I should see at least 6 per image. 6 per image. You should be able to find 6 observations for each image in a matter of 5 minutes. Don't try to dig too deep. Very simple. What's the first thing you notice about the 2 of them? This one's black and white. This one's color. That could be 1 each. And 1 is already given to you. So read the picture from the top down. What do you see? Same thing. Read the picture from the top down. What do you see? Or even compare and contrast the 2 images. What do you see? What do you observe? And you make those observations here. Once you make an observation, hit enter, and you'll get the next number in line. Okay. Now, I'm going to go back to the instructions because this is the next part. Part 2, independent quick write. When we quick write, we are generating ideas without worrying about editing. I want you to write without stopping. In L 1.1, respond to the quick write prompt for 10 minutes. Yes, I want you to write for 10 minutes. It's not about quantity. It's not about speed. It's not about how fast you could type. It's about thinking about what you want to write and write. Think about the next thing that you should write and then write. Now, you shouldn't be stopping and editing, but you should be thinking before you write. And then, after you're done with them 10 minutes, you're going to respond to your opposing choice in another quick write for 3 minutes. So you really want to choose the image that best suits you for your 10-minute quick write to give you plenty to write about. But you are also going to have to see the other side and present the other side and only write about 3 minutes. So let's have a look at that. Here's the prompt. You are part of an advertising team hired to create a poster for a museum exhibit about Abraham Lincoln, and you need an image for your poster. There are 2 options. One of the last photographs ever taken of Lincoln in 1865, image A, or a photograph of a 3D sculpture of Lincoln created by a former special effects makeup artist in Hollywood, image B. You must decide which image would be most likely to entice visitors to the exhibit and then convince the museum director to use that image. So again, you are part of an advertising team hired to make a poster, picking one of the images, A or B, that helps to entice, to persuade visitors to come to the exhibit. And you have to present this to the museum director, explaining to them, this is the image you want to put on the poster and why. This poster will be displayed on the exterior of the museum where passers-by can see it. The museum's director has told you that she would like to increase the number of teenagers and families with young children who visit the museum. She's hoping your campaign can make the exhibit appear fresh and relevant without sacrificing historical accuracy. As you analyze the 2 images, consider the following questions. What kind of message does this image send? How do you think young people will respond to this image? And how well would this image work as a poster? The museum director has asked you to submit your rationale in writing, and she will make her decision based on the most convincing argument. So, using your knowledge of the origins of each image and your observations of both images, write a paragraph to convince the museum director to select either image A or image B. So you have 10 minutes here. First, choose your image. Which image do you want to write about? Again, remember the prompt. You're part of an advertising team. You got to create a poster. The poster has to entice visitors, preferably that of teenagers and families with young children. The museum director will only choose that of which is the most convincing argument of why this poster would be the best. So you need to look at what it is you provided down here that would make one of these images the best image for the poster. So once you have decided that, and it's your decision, this is your writing, you're going to come down here and write for 10 minutes. Answer these questions in your writing. That's why these questions are here to help you. But don't just answer them, the kind of message is being sent as blah, 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 and then click enter. And then I think people would, be smooth, like you're presenting it to the museum director. Write a smooth paragraph trying to persuade this museum director on the image that you've chosen. This table will expand as you write, as you see. And again, this should be about a paragraph length. 10 minutes for a paragraph is nothing, especially when you're not stopping to edit. Don't worry about grammar. Don't worry about spelling. Just write. Get the thoughts and ideas out onto this medium, I guess I could say. When you're done here, I want you then for 3 minutes to consider the image you did not choose for the poster and how might it appeal to the museum visitors in a different way. So if you chose to write for 10 minutes about the colored image, now for 3 minutes, how would this appeal to the passersby? How could this be appealing? What makes this one appealing? Or vice versa. If you chose to write for 10 minutes about the original picture because it's the real man, what makes this one so appealing if it were to be the one? So you've got to think on both ways. So once that is finished, you may go ahead and submit this assignment. And I'm going to show you how to do that real quick as well. So you want to come back over here into the instructions, and I'll kind of briefly go over what part 3 looked like. Part 3 was going to be a group assignment, and we were going to kind of go over the roles and grouping and how each person takes a certain amount of time and the way that we actually decide to share and so on and so forth. But we are going to scratch the group work because, like I said, I want to get us through. So notice that all you have to submit here is L1.1. There's no collaborative writing with a team number on it. We're not going to do that. So back over here into Canvas, and I'm going to hit next to get me straight to the assignment. Okay, I know it says no due date, but I'm going to make the due date Monday. Follow the directions from Lesson 1.1 instructions, using the link in the directions to create your Google Doc L1.1. I even talk about making sure to rename it again. And then using the Google Drive tab, upload your assignment. Let me make myself very clear. If you come into this assignment and you hit share and you try to share this assignment with me, I'm not going to open it. I'm going to delete the email automatically. I won't grade it. I don't do shared. We don't share with me. Unless I have said, I need you to share your document with me and I reach out to you and tell you to, don't share anything with me. Come back to Canvas, start assignment, go to Google Drive. I think this is the better one, the second Google Drive tab. That is my person, select file. And what's great about this is the most recent thing you've worked on usually comes up. I know I don't want to turn in this because it's my instructions, but I want to turn this in. So I select this button and I click add. And yes, I want to attach it. Perfect. So that's the file that's being attached for grading. And then you hit submit assignment. And now it's been submitted. So you can know that your submission is here. Notice that start assignment turns into a new attempt. So if I give you an incomplete, or if I give you some comments on what I need you to go and fix, you can always come back into here and it's going to take you into the upload submission again. But you'll have to go back into your original document to fix anything I've asked you to fix. So that is lesson 1.1. And again, I know it says no due date on the video, but the due date will be Monday. You are being omitted from the part 3 collaborative writing. All I need turned in is your 5 minutes of at least 6 observations for each image. You can do more if you need to. Your 10-minute quick write for the image you've chosen that you think would be the best poster. And your 3-minute quick write of the opposing image and how it might appeal to museum visitors in a different way. This should be about a paragraph, at least, if not more. This should be a good 2 or 3 sentences. Okay, that is lesson 1.1. And like I said, I will be grading this Monday night.